Hi, you guys. So I just wanted to come back and try to do this over. So long story short, I'm not going to stay a long time and drag this out. What I was trying to say is that Geisha was talking about how her name came up in this leaked recording, which was leaked, I think, 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. Tasha K recorded her conversation with Lovelyti. And I'm going to come back and tell you guys why I think that Tasha is playing this. Because according to Choke No Joke, this recording has been played twice. I believe yesterday he said that it was played, the full 1 hour, hour and a half of the recording was played in court. But I wanted to play what Geisha had to say about the situation. And then I'm also going to um, just play some of what the ladies were saying to each other in the recording, just a piece of it. Obviously, I don't even have the full hour and a half of it. It's probably here somewhere on YouTube if you really wanted to just go and look for it. But I'll come back after I play this, okay?
You want to be famous for being a liar. Damn, Danny, you got to do better. Now you got the reputation of defaming people. Now, before you start saying I'm harassing you about an interview, no, I'm still on your head about that leaked phone call with you and Lovelyti discussing me on your spare time. The only thing you got right about that behind-the-scenes conversation is that I called you a fraud. And by you admitting in that courtroom that you a whole liar proved me right. I got a DM from that same one that I am Harris Marie. They gave you was going in our meeting. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I talk shit about Geisha. I don't have no relationship with her. I don't know who that blue eyeshadow woman is. I don't know. I said, who the hell is Geisha 305? And then she said, wait, I said, oh, I met the same lady that was trying to talk to about Tasha. Now she's talking about me. She's talking about Trino Kaya. I said, she seems like a bitter ass black woman. That's what that is. She was telling people that I watched her live and took all my notes from her. Bitch, who are you? You don't get no more than 2,000 views on your live. So I'm just like, just all of that, you're a fraud. Like, you're a fraud. Stop calling yourself a journalist. While Lovelyti being delusional that I was talking about her, I started roasting her after the leaked phone call. I never found that bitch interesting. It's obvious she was keeping up with me roasting Trina, Kaya, and Tasha K. And that irrelevant bitch wanted to be a part of my eulogy. So I gave it to her needy, begging ass. You're a fraud. Like, you're a fraud. Stop calling yourself a journalist. Yes, Tasha K. Yes, I did say that. And now your ass in court admitting. Oh, no, Danny Glover. Yeah, the whole situation is just a mess. I mean, I want you to know that I'm going to clear it up. Because I honestly felt like, yes, even though you did kind of, you told me that information about her kind of flagging, also the stuff she was posting was letting me know that she was trying to flag it. And she has fans, like, don't get it twisted. She has people who believe her as well, who don't like me. So it's like, they will take down and give me a strike for any little thing. I'm always getting something on my channel. So, yeah, of course, I'm going to make it private. And it's like, okay, well, let her think that she did something, and I'll just go ahead and take the video down and then re-upload it onto my site. And that was my whole point for telling him, because I knew he was making a video. I didn't know the video was going to be about you or him dragging you. I had no idea until I watched it. I'm just like, well, damn. I had no idea. But to see that and not like DM him to say, man, that's not even true. I just didn't know, because I'm just like, okay, what, like, I'm like so confused as to like why you're mad at me, and I'm like trying to get a hold of you, and I'm texting, I'm like, what is going on? Because I didn't even look at it from your point of view. Like, now that you're explaining to me, I definitely get where you're coming from, Tasha. I didn't get it originally because I'm like so upset. Like, why is she mad at me? Why did she think like I talked about her to this man in the DM? Those were his words. I didn't go in on you. I didn't tell him anything. The only thing I told him was that my shit was flat. And then they think, well, Tasha's shit still up. Why is your shit flat? You're a truth teller. Then he fucking tagged all these other irrelevant goddamn channels to try to discredit my channel. And you know as well as I know that my shit is real fucking news. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? I go hard for these stories. It just becomes too much. And, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and clear your name. I don't want nobody flagging you. I don't want nobody thinking like we're beefing. At the end of the day, I've always said you are my friend. Like, we're talking this whole Sarah thing. We just have differences of opinion. And that's all that is. the YouTube street, they're gonna look at shit differently. They want to make stuff bigger than what it should be.
Well, here's the thing though. But I'm seeing them contra up this shit. And I'm like, look, this shit is gonna disappear in a week. They're gonna be talking about something else. Whatever. We're two of the strongest bloggers in the game. What the fuck, okay? Leave it as it may. But then when I saw the video, I didn't want to say anything. I was like, but this is a personal video. Like, this is a personal video as if everybody got to you on the internet. Everybody. You cannot let these goddamn followers shake you like that. They come to you for news. And whatever you said, you said. But to bash that woman down again, like, it made no sense. I was just like, damn, like, you would think like she fucked your man or something.
You know?
So yeah, you guys, the whole thing, I'm not gonna stay on here a long time. I was trying to talk and I don't know what happened to my live. It kind of just went out and then the audio was breaking up. Hopefully you guys can hear me in this one. And sometimes it'll say how many people are here and then it won't tell me. So I don't know if anyone's listening and could tell me if you could hear me or not. But this is the last time I'm doing this because I am going to talk about the trial later on. But my whole point of wanting to point this out, because the person that Tasha's talking about in this audio, she's talking about Star Marie. Like, why bash Star Marie again? Because Lovelyti came after. First of all, Lovelyti obviously is the one who plugged Tasha to this person, and this is why Tasha's lawyers are playing this in the courtroom. The whole point is that choke no joke, and Dennis don't want to tell you is that Tasha did not create these stories about Cardi B. That's the point. She didn't create these stories. These stories were kind of already out there. And so that's the point that I believe that they're trying to make by constantly playing this audio, because in the audio, you hear Lovelyti say that she was the one who kind of hooked Tasha up with this Star Marie person, not knowing that Star Marie was not credible. Star Marie knew, I guess she knew Cardi B some kind of way, but she was not her roommate or whatever the story was that she was telling on Tasha's platform. Now, we know Tasha do stuff like this because in more recent times, she was just about to have somebody on her platform going in on Foxy Brown. And it turned out that the person was not Foxy Brown's niece, right? And so you have to be careful when you're letting people contact you and tell you that they're related to somebody and they have a story. You have to do some legwork. You have to research and see if that person really is who they say they are. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself in situations like this. But, and so she is kind of going in on Lovelyti about her wanting to keep going at Star Marie. And because I guess Tasha just wanted to keep the story going for whatever reason, I guess to get clicks and views. I don't know. But for whatever reason, she's kind of telling Lovelyti in the audio to stop bashing Star Marie. And this is what started their beef, I guess. And like I was saying in the last recording, I wasn't sure if their beef was real or not, because there was a video, that Tasha put up. In that video. She says that her and Lovelyti would fake fight, right? And of course, like I said, I don't think you guys heard me, but other YouTubers do that as well. You guys see all these people going back and forth like they're mad at each other and they don't even know each other, because they're feeling that chaos is going to create clicks and views on their channels. And so she was saying that she and Lovelyti were doing that at one time. And so we didn't know at first if the beef between them was real or not, but it turns out that it was real this time, because Lovelyti did not want to have that on her name, that she wasn't credible, right? Because she's not necessarily known to just start saying things outside of what's already out here in the media, right? And so she didn't really want to go that route, I guess. And plus, her platform was already pretty big, sizable at that time, even then, 3 years ago, right? Tasha was the one coming up, right? And she was the one coming up the ranks, coming up, trying to build her numbers. Lovelyti was already there, so she didn't really feel the need to do all of that to get there, because she didn't have to do all of that to get there in the first place. But I just wanted to come and say that. And I'm going to touch on the choke no joke and the dentist thing later on. I just wanted to get some more audio to go along with what I want to say about that. because I said this in every video that I have up already, that they're being very biased towards Cardi B. You know, they're not necessarily covering this case in a fair way, and with the way that they're reporting some of the stuff. They're saying the stuff that Tasha's doing, but they're not telling us why they're doing it. They're trying to turn it to make it look as if, you know, and to also to influence. They're influencing people. They're probably influencing people in these jurors' you know, their family members that are probably listening to some of this stuff. They're probably influencing the jurors who have time to listen to some of this stuff over the weekend. You know, and it's kind of unfair. But this is what happens, I guess, when you burn bridges, right? Because Tasha's burned all these bridges with all these bridges, bridges and bridges. She'd have burned bridges and bridges with all of these people. And so, you know, this is kind of what happens to you when you do that. And so it's a lesson, a life lesson in all of this, you know, just based on how you look at it. But I'm going to come back and talk about that when I talk about the case today, later on, probably later on this evening. I just wanted to touch on that because I heard Geisha on her Instagram kind of going in on Tasha K and Lovelyti because they were talking about her in the audio, but they were talking about a lot of YouTubers in that audio, like a lot of them. Because back then, a lot of people were touching on that whole Star Marie story after Tasha kind of put her out there. So, you know, all of the YouTubers are going to start now creating their own stories, right? And so, you know, Geisha was pulled into the conversation. And I'm sure you guys have heard over the last year, there were people like Sean Davy Way, Armand Wiggins, and who else was saying it? There was a couple other YouTubers as well saying that Tasha was trying to pull them in to her case. Well, she's going to pull them in through these videos. And a list of the videos that they are using in the case is posted at Lipstick Alley. I don't have time to try to figure out how to get all that stuff on the internet. So, but you can go to the Lipstick Alley and you can kind of go over the list of all the videos that both sides are using as evidence. And so some of the videos from other YouTubers like Armand, they're going to come in to play because what they're saying in those videos is probably going to help Tasha in some way, or not. I don't I don't know. If you let Choke No Joke tell it, child, she's not helping herself at all. But let me know what you guys think about all of this. Do you get what I'm saying about how you can burn bridges with people and it will come back on you in the slightest of ways? Like I said, these people, these two guys that are reporting on this case, they could very well be influencing people that are dealing with this case. You know, even though they're not supposed to be watching the media and listening to all this stuff, you know, people do what they do, right? So, and if they're not doing it, maybe their family members are doing it. So the conversation still could get to these jurors, some of the stuff that these guys are saying. So it's kind of important that people are telling the truth. And then they're accusing her of being a liar, but then they're not really giving us the information the way it's really being presented in this trial. That's kind of what I was suspicious of anyway. But like I said, I'm going to touch on that again later on. I'm going to watch to see what they're talking about, and then I'll tell you guys why I think that, and I'll play the audio of why I think that as well. But let me know what you guys think about all of this, about Tasha K, Lovelyti, and Geisha 305 getting pulled into all of this. So yeah, he's saying that the whole video was played, so everybody's name that was relevant, as she says, these irrelevant YouTubers, the irrelevant YouTubers, were getting played today. We're getting played today and yesterday, the audio where she was talking about them with Lovelyti. And of course, Lovelyti is also getting pulled into this as well. But let me know what you guys think about what I'm saying. My point is, Lovelyti introduced the Star Marie person to Tasha, or she plugged her with that person. And so what Tasha's lawyers are trying to say is that this did not come from Tasha. Tasha didn't start this. Okay, that's what they're trying to say. That's my opinion, allegedly. But let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next video.